Coming out to that reception, that screaming. I mean, do you get used to it at all? Or
No.
No, you can't.
And now I feel like I can't really remember what happened for the last hour.
It's just all
It was
shock.
it's sensory overload. The only thing I can liken it to is when I did a skydive, and for the first 10 seconds your brain doesn't know what's happening. Yeah, it's like that. It's amazing, but it's surreal.
Daisy, I loved watching your Instagram videos of the training that you went into it. Was this movie even more? Was it more intense, or do you feel better with it now?
What I really liked about this one is I sort of thought I had trained to my maximum first time around, and then I was like, do you know what? My mental capacity I feel like has grown, and my physical capacity I feel like has grown. So it was amazing for me going beyond. Yeah, going beyond what I thought I could go beyond.
Get the triceps and biceps.
Triceps, biceps, pumping.
Okay, so the first Force Awakens stuck to a formula and a plot that it was a familiar plot. When people we knew it would work. How does this movie kind of separate itself and maybe take it to the next level?
It's funny because watching the behind the scenes, I was like, because everyone talks about how not unusual it is, but how different the direction is than what people may have been expecting. So I think that's great, and I think that's a massive blessing of having 3 different directors, 3 different writers for 3 of the different films, because they exist in different times, even though they lead straight on. It's 2 years later for an audience to watch. Things change in that time, and people have an opinion of where they want it to go. And like Mark says, not that not everyone's going to be, everyone has a certain expectation, and some are going to be fulfilled and some not, but I think with the expectation, I think the surprise will be wonderful. It's hard because then we can't talk about it, but to sort of be on the, not receiving end, to be part of an insane amount of positive passion is unusual and wonderful. I swear I've been so busy that I'm like literally in the behind the scenes, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot we did that. And also people genuinely don't ask. I didn't even know Josh was a Star Wars fan. And then we were doing the videos and it was like quite fun. And then I looked at him, I was like, Josh, you're wearing an ATAT t-shirt. He was like, yeah, just like threw it on. It's like, oh, you're a massive nerd. But people tend to not ask me so much. And I genuinely am so like, because also you don't see all the bits that you're in. So, it could go anywhere. I can't remember when I was young. I will say is when I was auditioning and I went into and I looked around and I was like, oh my god, there is Star Wars memorabilia everywhere, and I was suddenly like and I hadn't got the role yet. I was still auditioning. I was like, please, whatever's up there, let me get this role. So that's probably the first one.
You had to step up training for this one, right? A lot more fighting for you.
Who told you that?
Just someone.
Well, I felt like I did more the last time around because
Okay.
this time we literally went from the press tour into the film came out and we went straight into filming.
Right.
And the last one I'd done 3 months of training, but this one felt a lot harder because I sort of was like, oh my god, I think I can push myself a little bit further than I thought I could. So it felt. I felt much stronger by the end of it.
Yeah. And what can you tell us about? I know you can't say much, but you did show a little snippet. So based off of what people have seen, what can you tell us?
What, of the fighting or in general?
No, in general. Of the film.
What have you seen? I can't remember. Me and the other peanut are reunited. Sometimes Ray talks to Luke. There are some flames and some lightsabers.
Wow.
What's funny is I wish Ryan had told us more we were allowed to say. Because it's funny because it's so fun being here, but it's also hard because you want to give people more than you can. But it's also where are we now? July, December. We're getting really close. We're almost halfway through the year. I think, are we halfway through the year? We're getting very close, so it's very exciting to feel the sort of countdown. And with the behind the scenes, because I hadn't seen it, I was like, oh my god, they're showing so much. So it's awesome. I was never really a fan of anything, so I'm still like, wow, about the feelings people have for this, but it's wonderful. It's something of unity and positivity, and in a world of awful divisiveness, I think it's wonderful that everyone's brought together. Yes, it's a film, but it means so much more to everyone, and so to be part of that on both sides is really special. As we may have seen in the behind the scenes, she is fighting off not 1, not 2, but 3 people. There is an epic battle, yeah. The biggest challenge was probably trying to separate what everyone had said about the first one and then going into the second one, because I had never been part of something that had that much, firstly, public scrutiny in a very positive way, but even great reviews and wonderful feedback, it sort of messes with you a bit because it takes you out of what you're doing. So sort of then going back into something and being like, oh, I'm sort of trying to reconcile what people expect of Rey and what they've liked of her, and then moving forward in a journey under someone else's direction.
Now, has it been easier this time around? What has changed coming into The Last Jedi?
I found nothing easier, and I still felt like, oh my god, I shouldn't be here. What's going on? This is so weird.
So this time around, it seems that Rey is a lot more of a physical role.
It's funny what people take from
Seeing
something, but also like I watched that and I wouldn't think that. I was thinking, oh my god, they give away so much, and then everyone's been like, oh, physical, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it is.
Did you get to witness Laura Dern's blaster noises on set?
Laura Dern. I don't know if I heard her say pew, but I saw it and I was like, oh my god, it's Laura Dern, and she's shooting and she's in an amazing outfit and she's in Star Wars. This is great.
That was an exciting presentation out there for the fans of D23. A little emotional seeing a lot of Carrie in the footage, right?
It's both wonderful and obviously very sad to see the footage, because you're like, oh, that was this incredible thing we did together, and then obviously she's not there to enjoy it with us.
2 years ago, you were making the rounds first time around. How different is this experience for you this time, having been through it?
It's weird because I should feel like I know what I'm doing, and I'm still like, oh my god.
Maybe even like a little bit more pressure since the first one was such a success.
It's not the success thing, it's the understanding how the character has connected with people. Because for me, it's like the little girl thing of like parents saying, now I can take my little girl to a film and be sure that what she's watching is right for her. I know that sort of the weight of that. So I just want to make sure people are continuing to connect with her in that way.
Are we gonna, the Force Awakens ended with such like big cliffhangers and questions that all of us had. Are those questions gonna be answered?
Yeah, some of them will be answered. Things are answered, but I think people will still be like, oh, what's gonna happen next?
If Rey was to go toe-to-toe with any of the Star Wars villains that we've had, who would you put her up against?
What, fight-wise?
Yeah.
Well, she beat Kylo, Kylo, or, because Gwendolyn is one of my favourites, I would say Captain Phasma.
Oh,
but
that
also
would be sick.
but also we would have to, I think, perhaps too much fun.
Weapon of choice?
What, for Rey?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I mean, Phasma's armour is incorruptible. Is that a word? Uncorruptible. So I would say a lightsaber. Or a combination of the two. Like she throws that down and takes up the staff and whack, whack, whack.
Rey and BB-8 had such a really cool relationship in the first one. What's the relationship that Rey has in this one that sort of feels similar?
Oh, interesting. The thing is, BB-8 sort of represented Rey's first ever friend. And then the rest of the journey, BB-8 was by her side the whole time. And this time, she sort of ventures out to do this thing very much alone. And Luke does not extend what you would call a welcoming hand to her. So the relationships are very different. But she gets reunited with BB-8, and that's what is wonderful.
7,000 watched this behind-the-scenes clip. Named The Last Jedi, Star Wars Episode 8 focuses on Luke Skywalker and Rey.
This period is almost more exciting to me because the fans are so passionate.
Between Luke and Rey, there is a lot to be learned, there is a lot of conversation to have, and she's learning as she goes.
As ever, the film's spiced up with mysterious new characters.
I hear you're a little bit shady in the film, like your character's a little shady. A man of many words.
I'm glad to see you're here because the last time we saw you were in some sort of trash compactor, and it looked like you were not long for this world.
If I could be precise about this, I don't think we actually saw me inside the trash compactor. That scene didn't exist. What we saw was the threat of that. So aren't you just on tenterhooks now to think about why I'm here?
Why are you?
Well, you've got to watch this film that comes out in December on December
15.
The
I could have
15th.
told you, avoid trash compactors at all costs.
Yeah. They had a pretty bad
Well,
experience.
maybe I had some advice. Avoid it. Maybe that's what happened.
They have those, what are they called? The monsters in the trash compactor?
Yeah, it was named a Dianoga. It was never mentioned in the script, but I mean in the movie, but it was in the script.
Yeah, Dino. Apparently, Mark, you're not so in favor of seeing Rey on your nice, cozy island.
Well, I could have been more welcoming, but it's like, you know, a senior citizen coping with uninvited guests. That's how I look at
You
it.
didn't exactly invite her in for cocoa, huh?
Right. Well, I love the anticipation of it all, because this period is almost more exciting to me, because the fans are so passionate, you know, and it's the anticipation of Christmas morning rather than, you know, that sort of Christmas afternoon slumps. Yeah. He's, I think, my favorite new character.
Oh, okay, thank you.
But DJ, the last DJ I remember was the son on Roseanne.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe it's him
You're
all
probably
grown up
not
now.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is that character.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I would say is, can you take this? My arm's really achy. What I do say.
That came with a hand. Did you bring that too?
Yeah.
I got that from someone else.
That would be what it was.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Is there a
Lightened up.
middle ground?
But I think this is the second of 3 films also, so there may be a lot of grey that's very exciting. Because it's you know, it's the...
Well, I guess what I'm asking is there gray in this universe of mostly black and white, this Manichean,
Yes.
you know, good and evil?
Yes.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Is there more in this installment and the upcoming installments than we've seen before?
You've read the upcoming installment? I haven't.
I would say yes.
More gray.
I would say yes.
So we got some familiar faces for you. I'm going to start out by welcoming Daisy Ridley to the stage. Next, let's welcome to the stage Finn himself, John Boyega. Gwendolyn Christie is in the house. Captain Phasma. Kelly Marie Tran, who plays Rose in the film. Laura Dern is here with us. Last, but certainly not least, we have Benicio del Toro in a Star Wars movie. Let's welcome Mark Hamill up to the stage, please. The behind-the-scenes piece will show you a little bit about The Last Jedi.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, incredible cast. Thank you. Do you die in the movie?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I hope not.
If you blink, you die in the movie. I'm gonna watch it very close.
Okay. Oh.
You die. Exclusivo. Am I sexiness?
I say 15.
15. Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Are you hitting on me? Can I give you a kiss? Back-to-back kiss? Oh my God, this is so impossible, huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope not.
If you blink, you die in the movie. I'm gonna watch it very close.
Okay.